Okay, folkies. Welcome to episode 2 of the Big Sleaze. Who's here? Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hiya.
Hello. Hello.
Or nobody say hello. I should call people out like specifically, otherwise nobody responds. Everybody thinks someone else will. Yeah. So I have to apologise first of all. Anybody who watched the first episode and the last 7 minutes of us trying to get a cashier in a bank to take our flipping checks when we'd left the bank book in the car the entire time. I watched it back and I was just like, oh my god, I never actually picked the bank book up. So I was going to say that's the first thing we're going to do, but it isn't necessarily. Let's get the game started. Okay. I did last week go and wait in the office to see to check the timings of everything, and I can report back on our timings. If I can find where we've got it saved. Oh, where is it? There you go. Yeah, so the femme fatale enters at 8 on turn 8. The dog arrives when you're next in reception after that, I think. So you do have time to go downstairs and get the dynamite and come back up and blow the safe before she arrives, pretty much. And then at turn 42, it's midnight. At 92, it's 6 a.m. So it's every 50 turns from 42 onwards. It advances by 12 hours. Then Velma arrives soon afterwards. 1:42, it's noon. Velma leaves, and I stuck around to see her leave, and she literally disappears in a sheet of green flame. So we might nip back and observe that at turn 187 in the reception. At 1:92, it's 6 o'clock. At 1:42, it's midnight. And at 1:56, we get arrested for the bank debt. So I've done the first bit again. So I'm gonna load the game. There we go. Okay. So here we are. We are in reception. I've got the battery, the gun, the wallet, and both checks. The keys, my last lucky, the lighter, the note, and the bit of photo are here in reception. The safe key and the door to the safe are still in the office. And I've taken the crowbar and the torch, and they're in the car, I believe. So, but also it's like turn 38, which means it's going to be midnight very shortly, and the bank's closed anyway. So there's no point going to the bank until after 6 a.m., which is turn 92. So it also says when it turns midnight, it's the start of a new day. So being a noir, I think this is kind of when we go about and do stuff after midnight. So I suggest that we go to Joe's now, first of all, and go and see if there's something going on at Joe's that we couldn't figure out previously. And we have, obviously now we have the wallet and we have the gun, which we have before. And we also have the battery that presumably goes in the torch. I'll try that out as well. Okay.
I don't think we have anywhere else to go, do we?
No, we don't.
But if the battery goes in the torch, then that we can pick up one more thing.
Yes. I can also put the checks in the car and then pick the checks and the bank book up when we go to the bank, because we won't need them before. I don't think I didn't lock the door. No, there we go. Yeah. Right, so it's midnight. Get in car. Flashlight and the Mac are there. The crowbar only falls out of the Mac when you look at it. Right? I think we said before it's like Schrodinger's Mac. So if I say examine Mac, it gives us the description and a crowbar falls out of it. So I can drop the checks.
So it's almost like we have one extra inventory until we look at the Mac. So we're also carrying the crowbar.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, which is how I could carry it downstairs. I never looked at it. I just carried it down and put it in the car. We can get the torch and try and put the batteries in. And then that'll get rid of another thing.
I mean, have we ever tried turning the torch on?
No. Turn on torch. I couldn't. Put batteries in torch. It was like I figured the battery fitted into the flashlight perfectly.
Use torch?
Could be just light torch. Oh, okay. Oh, turn on torch, switch on torch, light torch, and use torch all just give I couldn't.
Use flashlight?
I'm sure they're synonymous.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, use flashlight is I couldn't.
Maybe it's one of these things that if you have it when you need it, it'll use it.
Torch on. Torch on, torch off. It's the same as wax.
Is that Fantastic Four? Flame on. Flame on.
Flame on. So I'm going to drop the torch anyway. Okay. Probably using too many moves here, but we've now just got the gun and the wallet on it. So does it connect wires? Yep. Drive to Joe's. I pulled away, blah, blah, blah. Some hours later, I arrived, parked, and let the engine cough itself to a shuddering death. So, get out of the car. Here we are at Joe's. I'm just going to read the descriptions again, just in case there's anything we missed last time.
Just very quickly, Chris. In your investigation on time, did you drive anywhere? Do we think that driving somewhere counts as one turn or 4 hours? Because that's what it says.
63 on turn 63. That would be consistent with it only taking one turn.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it?
So, yeah, I don't think we've lost anything from driving. I stood on the sidewalk outside Joe's. It was the sleaziest joint in the Bronx. Even the outside of the place was covered in stains. The street ran cross town with Joe's on the north side and a dingy alley a little ways east. Oh, look, I also noticed my car parked at the curb and wire mesh shutters over the door. Okay. Okay. Let's just go north. Oh, it's closed. Okay. So we have to break in.
This is why we went down the...
This, I guess, is why we went down. So, okay. I don't remember getting this last time when we go. into the alley, it says the door was shut. It doesn't mention a door in the description. It just says, I was in a real low-life alley, so rough even the garbage cans only came here in pairs. To the south, the street traffic slid by. I also noticed the door was shut. Door's closed.
We knock on the door?
I wonder if we're too late or too early.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It said closed, not locked.
I couldn't open it. I tried open door. I might restore actually and just try it again. Maybe not faff about so much this time. Oh, so it is now midnight. Yeah, okay. So Joe's is shut between midnight and 6 a.m. as well. So I'm not sure what to do apart from wait until 6 a.m.
Is it worth taking the flashlight with us down the alleyway in case we can see something with the flashlight?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a crowbar as well.
Oh, that's true. Maybe I'm supposed to come here at night when. Okay, I tried break door. Hell, I wasn't the kind of guy to go around breaking things without a reason. Use crowbar on door, jemmy door. I tried crowbar as a verb, crowbar door, that doesn't work. Can't open the door.
Open door with crowbar?
Nope, can't put crowbar in door, can't open door with crowbar.
We'll turn the torch on, see if you can use the torch instead.
Doesn't really help.
No.
It's not a dark location. I'd expect once we get in it to be dark in there and we need the torch to see, but out in the alley, it doesn't say anything about it being too dark. Anybody think of another way of describing?
Are we trying to get in through the door with the crowbar?
Yeah.
Maybe try the metal grill instead.
Well, that's on the front.
Yeah. I don't know. It's another way in, isn't it?
kind of get the impression that the shutters, I mean, they're security shutters, so they'd prevent a crowbar from getting in. It just feels like we should be able to get through the door at the back.
Unless we're meant to have our keys with us, because it did say we've got some skeleton keys.
Yeah, I just thought of that. Is
Okay. Yep. What are we going to sacrifice? Pick the keys up.
just put the rest of the stuff in the car.
And come back up for the keys. Yeah, we can do that.
I also wonder whether the crowbar falling out of the Mac, but only when you examine it, is actually something that we need to take advantage of.
Because it allows us to take it in somewhere.
Yeah. But that's just a...
Okay, well, we've got battery, the keys, the gun, and the wallet. I'm going to get the torch and put batteries in. And connect wires.
Want to save it with all this stuff here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can save it here in the car.
Just to save you from having to pick it all up again and put it back in.
Need to keep tabs on which save is the most recent. And when you say unlock door, it says locked.
Is the bank open yet?
Oh.
If you look at the keys, what does it say?
Skeleton and master keys, plenty of the devils on a keyring stamped property of M. Hammer. I couldn't unlock it without the right key, and that wasn't something I had just then. That's the front door.
That's the front door. When you go to the side door, it gives you a different message.
Yeah, it just says locked. I haven't got the crowbar with me.
Have we looked at the map to see whether there's any other locations?
Look at the map.
Do we have a map?
I don't remember there being a map.
I might be making that up. And there's no other exits from this location?
No. Whoa, what? Joe parachuted down from above, quickly, probably because he was so fat. After denting the sidewalk, he opened the door and went inside and closed the door after him. Somewhere else, a clock tower rang out the chimes for 6 a.m. Okay, so Joe arrives at 6 a.m. and we can go in because he's unlocked the door. Hmm. So here's Joe. I don't know what to say to Joe.
We never got a name for the person that we're looking for. Ask Joe about customers.
Or just search the joint.
No, show badge doesn't work. Anything?
Show him the gun.
Hmm.
Joe not there anymore.
Oh, yes, Joe had left.
Did we go in the men's room last time? I can't remember.
We did, yeah. Ben Durr was in there. Or in the stalls.
Don't think we're supposed to talk to Joe.
No.
We go in the toilet again and see what I've forgotten what was in there.
Men's room was a small square room tiled here and there, but mostly showing a brickwork decor. The one remaining stall was on the east wall, and the out doorway was to the south. And if you go east into the stall, oh, I found myself in the stall. It had no door, but the Johns never did on this side of town. The toilet gaped at me sickeningly. So Ben Durr is not actually here at this. Examine toilet. What on earth was in there? It was big and brown and horrible. Get it? Okay. So Joe is here. That's it. Say to Joe. I think the way you're supposed to have conversations is to actually say to Joe and then something. But I have no idea what we would say to him.
Yeah, I mean, customers.
Don't push me, Sambo, said Joe.
Can you buy something? Can we buy some food or something? Or actually get straws. I can't even see any straws.
No. Okay, let's get in the car and go and cash these checks. Otherwise, we certainly won't have any money. Oh. Get in car. Drop all. Oh, no, can't do that. Drop crowbar. Drop torch. Drop. We don't want to walk into a bank with a gun. Get check. Okay. Oh my god, can everybody remember where it is?
You look at the book, it tells you.
Isn't it Astoria Boulevard?
Was it just Astoria?
I think you need to say Boulevard with it.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. North. Yeah. I leaned on the counter and peered through the toughened glass at the pretty cashier with a fixed grin on her face. The main lobby of the bank was south. I handed over my bank book and the checks. Cashier blew the dust off my book, looked nastily at me, and credited my account. She pushed the book back to me.
So what's our score for that?
14% of the case.
So the only place we can go is back to Joe's.
Yeah. Or back to the office.
Did we get any cash or anything from the bank?
No, but it now means that we won't get arrested
Yeah.
on turn 256.
And maybe we need Ben to turn up again.
Maybe we do.
Well, that just bought us time.
Do we have any more dynamite for Ben?
I mean, did we get anywhere with looking at the scrap of photo and the decipher? Because we deciphered the letter, didn't we?
Yeah, and we did, and the note was just this person has lost a photo and there's bits everywhere. But if we look at the bit that we've got, it says there's no point trying to fix it until we've got all the pieces. So somewhere we need to find all of these other pieces of photo. I mean, for all we know, one of them might be in the toilet. It's noon. Oh, we're in the car. Ben's not here yet either.
Is there anything else that we can look at, like examine? Anything else it mentions?
The desk against one calendar-covered wall. Carpet had lost most of its pattern, and the doorway in the west wall led into the diner.
I feel like we should just examine everything that's mentioned in case there's anything.
Yeah. Can't open the desk, we can't move the desk, we can't lift the carpet. If you look at the carpet, nothing says nothing interesting. If you examine the desk, there's nothing interesting. Search desk. Be more specific. Search office. Oops. Search office.
Search desk drawer.
I don't think there is a drawer.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, they just keep saying be more specific, but I mean, not sure.
Oh. If I say examine wall, it thinks I'm talking about a wallet. It only looks at the first 4 letters of any word. Can we get a calendar?
You tried that already.
Oh, I did, no. Ben sauntered by. Look at Ben, nothing special grabbed my attention. So Ben is now at the toilet. Hey Ben, help. Talk less, mate, said Ben.
Could we ask him about the case? It's not really talking less, but
Have you examined the stall?
Nothing special.
I'm dreading to think how we need to interact with Ben here.
Yeah, me too.
What else is outside the stall in the main room? Does it mention anything else?
Small square room, tiled here and there, but mostly showing a brickwork decor. One remaining stall is on the east
look
wall.
at the tiles or look at the brickwork?
No.
Look at the east wall. That's the only other thing it mentions.
have we
yeah.
tried showing Ben that picture of the photo or the part of the photo we had?
Well, that's still back at the office. There's no kind of clue here. We're not.
What happens if you sit on the stool?
What stool?
Yeah, there are bar stools.
Wobbly bar stools. Okay, we're sat on a stool.
Order drink?
$6 Joe doesn't seem to be here anymore.
So we arrived at 6 a.m. Then we popped to the bank, and we've come back.
It's taken us 12 hours.
12 hours. Yeah.
Is Joe in his office now, do we think?
No, I think Joe's disappeared completely. The door's shut. Joe's gone out the door and shut the door.
Oh, weird.
Ben's still here. No, Ben's gone. Still go out and back in again. Yeah, the door's locked. Get into the alleyway.
So I guess he's closed up.
Wait. It seems odd that he would have closed up at 6 p.m. I suppose it's a diner. But it's not. The front door's not locked. Only the side door. He went out the side door and locked it, but the front door still hasn't got the shutters. Still open. I can go out onto the street and back in.
Can you shoot Ben?
No, he's not here anymore.
Oh my god, we need help. This is ridiculous.
I think maybe we do.
Do you want me to look up some clues?
Maybe. I just think it's so basic. We can't get any information about anything.
No,
Do-
we don't know whether we're running into puzzles we're not solving,
Yeah.
or just much more basic syntax.
Do you think we have to go back to the office and it's going to trigger something? Because there seem to be events that get triggered by going to certain places. Will we get another random stranger burst in and give us a puzzle?
Oh, okay. I found myself at the foot of the stairs by the front door. Somewhere above, a light shone down dimly. I also noticed something odd about the floor. As I got through the door, I knew I'd made a mistake. Those kids from the estate had obviously got in and landmined the place. I'd have liked to have gone over and cracked some heads, but I don't know where the estate was. And more to the point, I just had half my lower torso blown away. Oh shit.
You didn't lock the door, did you?
No, I didn't lock the door. Is that what? Maybe that's why I didn't lock the door.
The kids planted a landmine.
Landmines, yeah. The kids from the estate that tried to blow me up with dynamite.
Right, so we have to lock the door when we leave the office then.
I guess so. Oh.
Bloody kids.
Yeah. Except now I'm at Joe's. Let's see what happens if I connect the wires and just drive back.
Okay, so I'm just reading through a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And everything that we've done so far is correct. The only thing we haven't done is examine wall in the men's room.
Examine the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, we typed in east wall.
Looked at tiles, looked at bricks, and all that, but in the men's room you have to examine wall.
Okay. So that save is too late. Oh, we were really close then.
Well, everything so far is what we've done. Yeah.
Yeah, but even looking at the wall, we were really close.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was what I was thinking. Is that's where you get information in a gents' toilet and a
It's the
sleazy
graffiti.
diner.
It doesn't mention the graffiti.
No.
I guess we don't hang around enough in men's toilets reading graffiti, so.
Speak for yourself, Woody.
Oh, that means I'm going to have to take my keys with me. Fuck's sake. Ah, okay. Fine. Right. Get in car. Get torch. No.
There's no rush now. We need to basically we can waste as much time as we want.
We have to wait until 6 a.m. anyway.
We have to wait until 6 o'clock. Then we go to the bank. Then we go to Joe's.
Unless we can actually break in.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
Okay.
Have you reloaded? So we haven't been to the bank yet?
No.
Okay, so go to the bank first. Do all the bank stuff first.
Okay.
And then get the Joe's afterwards.
Yeah. But before I do any of that, I need to go in and lock the front door. Oh my god. "70 commands.
Astoria Boulevard.
Sometimes it does that, doesn't it? Restarts the game when you save.
You probably knocked the memory pack.
Yeah. Okay. Tiled here and there, but mostly showing a brickwork decor.
Not really a clue, is there?
Examine wall. On the wall were the words, Imrad Street, I'll find you.
Right. We have another location to drive to.
Okay, can someone remember how to spell Imrad Street? Because I'm going to forget.
Written it down.
Thank you.
We would rely on Rosie to have a pad.
Is that it? IMRAHD?
Yeah.
Okay. I pulled away into the street and began mixing it with the traffic. I took this real neat shortcut I knew through Staten Island. Some hours later, I arrived parked and let the engine cough itself to a shuddering death. Out. I stood on the sidewalk and looked around. This was one dump of a place, a low-life dive, somewhere in the worst area of the Bronx. Round here, the buildings had so much graffiti that the vandals had resorted to using paint remover for their slogans. An alcove led north into a rundown apartment block. I also noticed my car parked at the curb. Okay, so you can only go north from here. I was in the alcove, a dingy brickwork tunnel. The light of the street was south, and light of worn stone steps headed up. Did I pick up the torch? Did. I found myself at the top of the steps, off the street. This place wasn't so bad, with a pleasantly lit hallway leading east. Okay, there's nowhere else to go. Go east. I was at the east end of the hallway, underneath a shaded red bulb that cast long shadows. A pink door was set in the north wall. I also noticed the door was closed. Can't knock on the door. Examine door. Open door, it's locked. Okay. What else was here? Bulb. Special. Guess I go back and get my keys and
Yes,
the
sir.
crowbar. So west, down, south. So it's noon. I might just save it here as well.
When you save it, Chris, can you have multiple saves?
Basically, each one of these is a save on a virtual tape.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that we can't see. So
Yeah.
that was implied from what you said earlier, but just wanted to confirm.
Okay. We have the skeleton key to unlock the door.
Okay.
We can open the door.
Yeah. Okay.
We can go north. Okay, inside the apartment was spotless. Oh, inside the apartment was spotless. This was a split-level bedsit with a luxurious sofa, low-slung dark glass coffee table, and a couple of odd things that probably served as chairs. The walls had various prints, and the whole place was bathed in a shimmering pink light. Nice if you like that sort of thing, but personally I hated it. Open doorways in the east and west walls, and the front door to the south. I also noticed Ben Durr. Hello, mate, said Ben. Okay, so we've got east and west.
Oh, okay. So I think I'm understanding what happened in the toilet a bit.
You do?
So Ben Durr's trying to talk to us, but doesn't want to talk to us in front of Joe.
Oh, do you think?
So keeps telling us, stop talking, mate. As in, stop talking and look at the wall, because he's scribbled something on the wall.
Could be.
Because otherwise, what the hell is Ben doing here? This is...
Yeah.
Mother?
Yeah. But we've got nothing to ask him about. Anyway, let's go west.
And it's a father that's missing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So yeah, ask about woman or ask about father, I guess. The only things that I could think of trying.
Or case.
Or case.
Or maybe you have to call her by what you call her, femme fatale.
Yeah. The bathroom was pretty slick, with yellow, black and gold decor. A large bath, bidet, bowl and basin were all polished along the walls. The doorway was in the east wall beside a large medicine cabinet. The cabinet was welded shut. Sounds familiar? Might be a reference to a previous game, possibly. No. In east, the kitchen was fairly modern looking with an L-shaped breakfast bar in the centre of the floor. The doorway was to the west.
I think we've got to work out what to talk to Ben about.
Oh, examine sofa. I ruffle the sofa a bit. In a gap between the arm and the cushion, I found a bit of photo.
Hmm.
Oh dear, said Ben, seeing the photo. You found me out. Yes, it was I who planted the bits of photo. You wouldn't believe the trouble I had at 21st Street. But it was the German guy who put me up to it. I shall say no more.
Another location.
21st Street.
We've got another location, and we've also got another person. Can you ask Ben about German guy?
And another piece stuck in a sofa, like in Fish.
Yeah. Always stuff down the backs of sofas. You always have to search the sofa.
Is there anything else to examine in here? Like the prints and all those other things?
There's a picture of a sausage. Hmm.
Have we picked up the bit of photo?
No. So you can see a gap in the side of the sofa.
I think you definitely need the photo.
Someone keeps trying to phone me. I suspect it's a scam. Had a bunch of scam mobile calls pretending to be Amazon fraud line or something today.
Ask scam about case.
You get those calls over there too.
Oh yeah. Ben wandered outside.
I get the feeling that talking to people is not a thing in this game.
Yeah. Unless there's a certain way of doing it. But I think the way that the quill is designed, which is what this was made with, the method is to say to somebody and then a phrase that you want them. But you can like tell people to do stuff. So you could say, you know, say to Ben, go east. Ben would go east, potentially.
So far, all of the interactions that we've had with people have sort of been automatic and triggered off other stuff. So,
True.
you know, it was important that Ben was there and talking to him was important, but the way to trigger it was to find the photo.
Yeah.
So we've now got that piece of information and he's gone, which I think, to me, that says that's that piece of information, you know, he's now surplus to requirements.
I think we just need to go to 21st Street now.
Yeah.
Well, I can't seem to be able to use the crowbar to get into the cabinet either.
I'd put money on it, Chris, that when you need to use the crowbar, you will simply walk into a location or try to do a thing, and it will go, oh, you've got the crowbar on you, and you can do a thing.
Okay. West. Down south. We don't have much time left, actually.
We've got all the time in the world now.
No, before it's night time again, and we have to wait for.
Oh, okay.
21st Street, was it? Indeed, it was.
Yeah.
I was on a narrow side street in Queens. It was pretty quiet here, but it noised up to the west with a rush of traffic along 21st Street. Okay. Can't go north. Can't go east, south, up, down. Can go west. I was on a street corner on 21st Street. A narrow side street ran east. A huge building extended some way south down 21st. Can't enter the building. Go south. Sidewalk of 21st. Outside the main doors of a large building which ran some way to the north. Far distant, a clock chimed 6 p.m. East, the door was closed. Locked. You can unlock it. So we can go in. The foyer was plush with tropical plants and marble everywhere. The main doors were west with sliding doors to the east and reception to the north. The plants. Marble. Oh. Okay. We try sliding doors. Doors closed.
We're going to go to the reception and see if we can find out where the German man lives.
Okay. Reception sprawled around me like some Olympian furniture showroom, all pillars and marble with metallic trim. A small desk sat in one corner, and beside it a huge iron bust perched atop an immense stone obelisk. Impressive sliding doors dominated the far wall, and the foyer was to the south. Anybody here? Okay, look at the desk and search desks. Don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the bust.
Look at the bust. Beethoven, scowling bronzely and bolted to the obelisk. The obelisk was big, heavy, and made of stone. Can't move the desk. Open desk.
Which way did you go to get here?
North. The
Right.
foyer is south.
And
it's
further north of the sliding doors.
Yeah, well, it's difficult, isn't it? It says the main doors were west, which were the ones we came into the building through, with sliding doors to the east and reception to the north. If you go east, it says the door is closed. Open doors, it says it was already. Open sliding doors, it wouldn't budge. And then if we go north, it says impressive sliding doors dominated the far wall.
Pretty difficult.
So it's another set of doors. If you go north, it says the door's closed. Wouldn't budge. No.
Slide doors?
Slide doors, I couldn't. I wonder if none of these locations are very big. I wonder if actually everything that we need is here. But we have a bust of Beethoven that's bolted to an obelisk.
Did you examine the obelisk?
Was Beethoven German?
Yes.
Maybe he's the German guy.
Can't move the obelisk. Oh, this is big, heavy, and made of stone. Scowling bronzely and bolted to the obelisk. Push obelisk. I pushed the obelisk away to reveal a ventilation grill in the wall. Open grill, it wouldn't budge.
This is what you might need a little crowbar for.
Oh, yes.
Or yeah, use crowbar on grill.
No. Crowbar grill, I couldn't.
You tried open grill with crowbar.
Yeah. We'll do it again, but done. Open grill with crowbar. Well done. Ooh, darkness surrounded me. It was blacker than the inside of a printer ribbon. I couldn't see a thing. Yeah. Do we not have the torch?
Are you not carrying it?
I didn't have room for it, did I?
Oh, well, it's just gone 8 o'clock anyway, so.
Oh. Okay, should we leave on a downhill then?
At least we know what we need to do.
Yeah, at least we got somewhere.
What's our score?
20% of this particular case. 245 commands. I might retrace all of our steps and like do it, efficiently.
I do it in less steps.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know how whether you can do it more efficiently because so much of it is waiting around, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's true. Like, there's only certain things that we can do at certain times.
Well, maybe you could get us to this point for next week, but make us have the torch.
Yeah, I think I can do that. I mean, for one thing, I could have left the photograph in the car rather than
Yeah.
carry it around.
I mean, one thing that you could try now is just if you wait 11 more turns.
That's a good point. Let's do that.
let's
What, for it to be daylight?
no.
No.
Let's confirm that we're not going to get arrested
Oh,
on turn 256.
There we go. 258.
Yeah, good thinking.
Oh, it even counts score as a command.
Oh, it does. Yeah, every time it triggers the parser is a turn.
Yeah.
But
So-
weirdly also, like, pause, it does understand Z as pause and says I waited a bit, but that still only scrubs a single turn off every time. So you might as well, you could do anything. I could just be going up here. Or saying J. Yeah, exactly the same result. So it's not the most sophisticated of text adventures, let's face it. Even for a Spectrum adventure, when obviously this was made with Quill, which was the kind of the more rudimentary of Gilsoft's text adventure creation tools. Poor professional adventure writer was a bit more sophisticated, but he's packed a lot in, but at the expense of color. Right? There's just no color in this. Like you'd expect all of these objects to at least give you messages when you examine them, but he's using all of his message space for the important stuff.
Yeah, and there is color, but you've sort of got to separate it from the mechanics, like the sort of,
Yeah.
I'm sure he was really chuffed when it's like, yeah, if you wait around outside Joe's bar, Joe will come along and unlock and go in.
He'll parachute down.
But that's exactly. But it's like, but actually, that's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So characters arriving and leaving and stuff. It's doing that, but yeah, but also like it's really not helping. With examine wall, it's not pointing you at anything.
No.
So we do just have to examine everything that we can think of, even though the majority of the time we're just going to get there's nothing interesting about it. The one time that it doesn't is what we need to do. So
There's a sliding door. There's no way that you could possibly open it. But there's a big obelisk with a thing on it that you can just push out the way. Okay.
Yep.
I like the German guy clue though. That's good.
Yeah, well done for spotting that.
Yeah, that's actually clever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Cool. All right then. See you all next week.
See you next week.
Bye for now.
See yours.